Hi, and thank you for joining us on the road to recovery. I'm your host, Ronda Jackson, serial entrepreneur and small business advocate. And today I have joining me from Elite Auto Network, Christine Keith, the president, and her husband, Todd Keith, the CEO. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. How are you guys doing? How's everything going in your world? Are you out and free now?
No, we're staying put for a while.
Okay, I don't blame you. So one of the reasons I invited you guys to have this conversation is a lot of people have pivoted and decided to start and grow new businesses, and some of us have chosen to enlist the services of a partner or join forces with another company. And so I thought, who do I know that successfully, or we'll find out by the end of this show, success in a partnership and running their business. And the Keiths are my prime example of that. So do you mind sharing a little bit about Elite Auto Network and what you guys do?
Oh, sure. We have two divisions in our company. We do a personal auto brokering, and we also service commercial clients. So we do fleet procurement and fleet management for public, private, and commercial companies.
Okay, so larger than probably a little bit of our viewership, but I still think case in point.
Right.
Yeah. So one of the other ways that I like to start the show is I like to ask, and I'll ask each of you this individually, what's one word you would use to describe now, the times that we're in?
One word for me would be busy.
Okay. All
Faith.
right. Well, what was the word?
Faith.
Faith. Okay, busy and faith. And do I need both of those at the same time?
Yeah.
You need faith.
We need faith. So you know what, that's a nice intro to what I wanted to ask you guys. So if you would, I guess, Todd, you would say that faith was one of the key ingredients to a successful partnership, yes? Whether married or, just two people in business together, would that still be the same word you would use?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you definitely need God. I mean, because you don't have God, you don't have anything. But not only that, but it kind of trickles down to marriage, because marriage is a sacred bond between two people. But God kind of makes it easier for you to go to the back and forth and here and there of just general life. And I'm glad I have God.
All right, beautiful. And what about you, Christine? What would you say one word? Oh boy. Oh, I love it. So, all right. So Christine's got a magic ingredient right now. So what would you say, Christine, would be one of the key ingredients to a successful partnership?
You have to be very patient and open to criticism, suggestions, and don't be discouraged. But the main thing is being patient.
Okay. Patience and faith. I love that. So what would you say? Okay. So one of you, Todd, you're CEO, and Christine, you're president. Does that mean that there's a separation in you guys' duties? And who, where's the veto power come in? Like, where does the ultimate decision making happen?
Well, I mean, we respect each other's position because we both have two different positions, and that way we're not stepping on each other's toes.
Okay.
Something has to come with the whole company as a decision. We usually like to have a third person involved.
Oh.
One of the employees to kind of work it out or hash it out, opposed to, especially if we have an issue that we're 50-50 on. So that always works for us to have a third person, somebody that's in the company that jumps in and helps us make our mind up.
Okay, I like that. What about you, Christine? What do you think?
We work well together. He's more creative. I'm more structured. So I think it's a good blend. I can be a little bit more conservative in my thinking, and he has a good imagination, and he's a great problem solver. So it's a good recipe.
I like that. I love the fact that even just in this immediate dynamic, you guys are very complimentary of one another. So that says a lot to the partnership.
Yeah, Ronda, we live together.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right. So then
After this, we got to get along.
okay, so then that's actually really interesting. So which takes priority, the marriage or the business?
Marriage takes priority, but we're very passionate about our business too. So, but we're careful in both aspects. But the marriage definitely does take priority.
And plus, you got to remember, a business is kind of its own entity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it kind of grows sometimes on its own. You know, the passion and the push behind it is there, but you know, you got to stay married if it's there or not. I mean, the money, you know, doesn't solve all the problems. So I'm glad that we use our marriage first, and we try to make sure that we're happy with each other before we start doing business.
Okay.
You know, in the morning we'll try to get up on positive notes. We'll have lunch every day to celebrate our marriage, and at nighttime we always try to eat together or something. So that kind of, you know, puts it all together.
And you can't have an argument like within our marriage and then go to work. So we have to settle everything.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And you know, I guess I should ask in the beginning, how many years between you? How many years there?
19.
19. And okay, and so of the 19, how many of them have you guys worked together?
12.
Right.
I think.
12.
12.
12. Okay, so a big chunk.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
A long time.
So then would you choose, okay, had you not been married, or if you weren't married, would you choose to still be business partners? Like does Christine have what you would look for in a business partner? And then Christine, does Todd have what you would look for?
Well, we always have a joke. Well, if we don't work out, at least we can work together.
That's right.
Oh! Okay.
No, we're good. Business
No,
partners,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you started life partners, and we're partners with everything. You know, you know. So yeah, she's
Okay.
good. She's a good partner.
She's a good partner. Okay. But then I also heard you mention that you guys are growing and you're looking maybe possibly for a third person to kind of step in and be, you want to talk a little bit about that and how you'll decide which responsibilities of which that person will take over?
Well, I mean, you know, the third person, meaning like somebody that's running the company every day. Like every day we have to oversight, you know, look at everything, approve everything. We're looking for somebody to be a liaison to the business and us, where we don't have to necessarily have our hands on everything. So we're looking for someone to come in and help delegate that part of our business.
It's a more operations person, like a
Right.
vice president of operations.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
that's a huge growth plateau. That means that, you know, from an executive standpoint of building your business, you guys are stepping definitely into the working on, not in type role.
Right.
Who's the visionary?
I think we kind of collaborate in the evening. We talk about what we would like to do and how we're going to do it and what steps we need to take to achieve. Don't you think?
Yeah. If there was something that you could do different as a partnership, what would it do? So I'm going to ask that question differently. So Christine, Todd takes the day off and it's all up to you. Can't call him. He's on the golf course, no cell signal, no nothing. What's the first thing you're going to change? What's one thing you would change? Even if it was just for that day.
One thing I would change?
Yeah, even if it's just for that day.
I think the main thing is finding another person. I don't want to have to. A lot of our customers are connected with Todd. So I think finding the right person to step in when needed.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Sure. All right. So what would you change? What would be different?
What would I change?
Yeah.
What would be different?
On all days, what would you change about the company? Yeah.
Nothing. Everything's good.
Good answer. I love that. I love that delicate balance between life has to go on when Rhonda turns off this camera.
Right. Now get me in trouble, Rhonda.
No, that's not my job. That's not my job.
But no, on the serious tip, she's, as far as what you would change, I guess maybe you have to get a little bit more detail about that. I don't really know what you mean by change. Like, in what way?
So, does everybody get to put their feet on the desk now that Christine's not in the office for the day? Everybody get to work from home. Don't bother coming in. Do we leave early? Like, just what would you change? Is because I sense that there's and I've known that you guys for quite some time, and I think that that the way that you guys, your dynamic together is a very even keel dynamic. Like, I never noticed that one of you is really high and one of you is here. Like, you guys have like the synergy that really balances each other out, like a really beautiful yin and yang. So I was just curious if when separated, where's yin and then where's yang,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been together too long.
See? Well, that says a lot then. Okay, so then what do I look?
After a while, I think when you're together, you kind of join up. You almost kind of sink into each other, So usually I'm with her or she's with me,
But I think in the office, when we're together, it's better when we're there together because you add a little bit of enforcement.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Get the work done.
Yeah, they're yeah. I'm more strict in the office, but quiet. So I think it adds a good balance.
Okay. So let's give our business owners some advice. What should I look for in a partner? What's important? What should I look for?
Well, it depends what type of business owner you are, I guess. So Todd and I have different attributes. So someone, depending on what you're trying to do with your business right now, if you have to be honest with yourself and know what you're lacking. And then whatever you're trying to grow or find or develop in your company, you have to find someone that has those attributes.
Okay.
Not only that, but you know what though? I mean, I've had a couple partnerships. Couple partnerships have been successful and some have not. But I realized that whether it's a man or a woman, you have to look at your partner as if you can marry that person. I mean, like literally. You say, okay, would I be married to that person? Because that person that you're taking on as a partner, you're really actually married to them. Your lives are connected and you guys, you have to get along every day. You have to communicate every day. So it's just like a marriage. So that's my advice.
And you have to see what kind of decisions they make in their own lives and how they handle their own problems professionally and personally, because that tells you what type of decision maker they are and how you'll be able to work with them.
Right. Did you guys find it easy to establish clear roles for one another?
I think it just happened naturally.
It did.
Right. I'm more of a structured worker. I do all the paperwork and I do a lot of the brunt of the work. I think I do all the checklists and and he's more of the creative person.
Okay.
But you need that when you're trying to grow your company.
Okay. Have you guys thought about legacy, and then what does legacy look like from a partnership standpoint? So does one of you go not away, but exit the business first, and then the other? Do you exit together? What does legacy look like for a partnership like yours?
Do you want to answer?
What do you mean legacy? Like
what happens once say you retire or I leave the business?
Oh, well, hopefully one of our kids or both will take over the business and continue the company. Okay. It'll be 32 years old this year in October, and I hope it lasts another 32 years. So I'll be too old to be running it 30 years from now, so hopefully one of my kids will be.
Yeah, and the main thing, every day, I think I want the business to survive. I want the business to grow. And what is it going to take to get there? Mm-hmm. Something that I keep in the back of my mind every day, more than anything, is what's going to improve our business, what's going to grow our business, and what's going to what's coming up in the future. So I'm always looking for change, and I'm looking to see how we can improve our business.
To do it. I love that. What you guys find the most challenging with, and I don't know if you were directly impacted by all the uncertainty and the shutdowns and the shelter at home and, city entities, commercial entities not being, procurement officers not at their desk anymore. But what you guys, if it did in fact impact you, what was the most challenging?
Working from home for me. I mean, at first it was hard because I've been going to the office every morning, and then you have to get up, and go somewhere else. But when you're at home, you're like at home. So it's like no transitions. That was really difficult. Now it's kind of hard for me to go back to the office, but that was the biggest part for me.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is not seeing the employees. Before this happened, we were already making manuals and things for people to take home to be able to work from home. And we also issued out personal desktops. Well, not personal desktops, business desktops from our office. They were allowed to take their workstations home. So we were prepared in that aspect, but not being able to see them face to face and not being in the office kind of it was a change. But I think everyone has acclimated it. So
Okay.
yeah, that was a little difficult.
Are there components that you think you'll keep? Were there elements of your business that change that you'd like to continue to implement?
Our business is really a mobile business anyway. So it's not that we were so impacted by COVID, but because we do all of our deliveries either at the employee's home, at the customer's home or office.
I see.
So we're used to that method of working.
I mean, we were kind of set up where we do everything off-site. So a lot of the dealerships weren't set up that way. So we actually kind of benefited. Our business has actually increased since the COVID because we have this private delivery service, and that's kind of where things are going.
Oh, nice.
So in a way, it's been a blessing.
Yeah. And I'm blessed to know the both of you and have you contribute and share today. So I really, really appreciate you. I guess my last question. Pardon me?
I said, thank you.
No, you're very welcome. But I do want to give you an opportunity to also share the best way if someone is interested, either one, to get marriage advice. No, I'm just joking. Or two, if they're interested in creating partnerships and found you guys as being inspirational, or three, need a new automobile of some sort. If you guys would share the best way to contact and reach out to you guys.
Yes, we have our website. It's www.eliteautonetwork.com. eliteautonetwork.com without an S at the end. And our office number is 310-289-8997.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both for sharing today. I really
Thank you for having us.
All right, nice seeing you, Ronda. I'll see you later.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.